Boa tarde, pessoas. Ih, eu tenho que tirar o som. Boa tarde, pessoas do passado, do futuro. Estamos aqui para mais um dia de Disco Elysium. Continuar. Então, uma coisa que eu fiquei pensando é o seguinte. Eu lembro que tinha alguma coisa a ver. Das drogas tinha a ver com esse caminhoneiro mesmo. Então vou repassar. O único que tem coisa nova que a gente não viu ainda. Não tem coisa nova. É esse aqui. Então é isso, vai passar na testa do outro. Aí eu pensei em fazer. Deixa eu ver a solta suas botas.
You can just make out a familiar pattern in the intricate
Abre de relaxou. Onde você conseguiu botas com essa? Mas por quê? Babá, já vimos. É, isso aí é uma estupidez. Boa tarde, Welsh. Boa tarde. O que você está transportando? Espera, então há quanto tempo está assim? Que tipo de carga? Maçãs?
He's given you the runaround.
É porque eu não passei nessa porra de retórica, né? Então assim, eu tenho que arrumar um jeito de reiniciar, né, esses testes. Talvez se eu colocar um em ponto e retórica. Quais são? Onde que eu consigo ver os testes que estão? Aí, ó. Checar de branco encontrados. Aquelas em branco estão disponíveis para ser realizadas agora. Quando expira, a gente pode realizar, então, né? Relógio de pontos, telefone público. A gente pode de novo. Vamos correr atrás desses que a gente já pode fazer de novo. Opa, que isso? Deixou da Loop de Loop em Recife? É isso mesmo? Vai ter. Está marcado já, inclusive. Parede de mapa? Onde que é isso? Ah, tá. É na parede ali. Craniometrista. Esse aí a gente não vai fazer. Porta protegida. É no lugar. Então só tem essa do telefone mesmo, né? Pra gente fazer nova. Aí, caralho. Kitsuragi. A gente tem que meio que fazer um mapeamento geral aqui de qual que a gente tem que upar. Tipo assim, interação. Tem duas coisas aqui já que a gente vai. Se a gente upar a interação, a gente pode refazer, tá vendo? Deixa eu ver esse tipo de coisa. Mais uma. Vamos tentar parede de mapa. Porta protegida. Eu não sei o que eu quero. É no... A gente vai ter que conversar com os caras de qualquer forma, né? Vamos no telefone lá, rapidão. Mas eu acho que a gente devia ter passado nesse teste retórico aí. A gente não passou e por isso a gente tá bloqueado desse outro. Na Dark Side, não. Ei, valeu. E aí, Dogão, como é que você tá, primo? Dark Side, não. Acho que vai ser... Eu esqueci o nome do lugar.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Vou ver o seu nome e logo caminho pra casa. Deixe sua memória muscular, descara um número aleatório.
Your fingers run over the dial
Aí.
pad.
Esse é tenso, viu? Esse aqui.
005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
O que é esse lugar?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy.
Não, eu quis dizer o que é esse lugar pra mim.
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
Você me conhece? Por que eu te liguei?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Meu nome é Harry Dubois. Você tem algo em meu nome?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois.
Dubois.
Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
Que tipo de filme é esse?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Ignatius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia.
Caralho, que tenso.
No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
The call is terminated by the other party.
Eu
You're
nunca...
left with the discomforting sound of the disconnect tone.
Eu nunca tinha passado nesse teste desse... Então, vou ver um pequeno teste agora, né? A gente vai upar a retórica. E ver se libera esse outro teste desse cara aí. Só tem 2 de retórica. Aceitar. Aí... libera alguns, né? Por exemplo, com esse link. Eu quero saber se libera o passivo. Portal que eu tenho de carga. Espelho. Vamos ver.
Looking for something odd? Oh, not much anymore. The strike? Apples? Yeah, apples?
He's given you the runaround.
Não, é.
Let's be honest, you were bested.
Não, então a gente só liberou mais um teste do treino em cima. Mano, qual microfone você usa? A qualidade é muito boa. É o SM7B, né? Da Shure. Eu sou músico, né? E eu preciso ter um microfone bom. Mas assim, eu não recomendo que compre esse aqui não. Tem uns outros. Esse aqui é caríssimo. Tem uns outros que são mais... como é que se diz? Né? Mais tranquilos de preço. Consegui enviar uns livros, enviei, pô. Só não... Só... 3% é foda ainda, né? Ah, eu... Não, passei. Ai, essa pode escotei, né, velho? A gente teve uma conversa com um cara sobre dinheiro e aumentou a lista, viu? Essas conversas você tem com o povo aleatório, velho. Tem influência no jogo, tá vendo? Deve estar chegando já. Muitas pessoas chegaram tipo ontem. Então assim, fica de olho aí. Eu falei que eu perdi o negócio de rastreio, né? Por causa da mudança. Tá em algum lugar no carro. Tipo assim... Mas o máximo que vai acontecer é voltar pra casa os livros que não chegaram. Parabéns, muito bom. Tô querendo comprar o HyperX Solocast, mas sou novo nisso. Não sei qual compro. Ah, velho. O Siling tem uma teste retórica ali também, né? Opa, que isso?
Snow covers the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. The white colors nearly meld together.
Espera, por que eu estou sequer pensando nisso? Eu não deveria...
Do something important? Something murder related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery.
É verdade, é verdade.
This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corp's follow-up to their highly
Então, eu recomendo, se for assim, depende da quantidade de dinheiro que você tem.
and the answer to the Lum's racing breed.
Mas assim,
Series.
com o filtro certo e o lugar certo, qualquer microfone soa bem, velho. Não precisa de gastar mais de R$1.000, não, sabe?
With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour
Caralho.
in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an
Você não vai capotar na primeira curva fechada?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant.
Essa conversa tecnológica tá realmente me deixando animado
Due to a
aqui.
quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
Essa máquina realmente coloca o louco de volta na locomoção. Muito bacana.
You want to take a closer look?
O que tem ali? A parte para o motor.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
Olha aí. Isso é o quê? Um V12 de 7 litros?
7.2. Supercharged.
Até o cara que dublou ele, né, tá sorrindo. Que daí de dentro faz aquele som de gasolina infernal que me acordou.
You mean the coil noise?
Ruído
When
da
variable
boina.
current passes through
Bobina.
wires that make up the coils on the electrical system on this machine, it causes vibration in the wires and the cores of the coils. When the frequency of the current in the coils falls within the audible range, the resulting vibration creates the whiny sound you mentioned.
Você é realmente o Binocular, Clem.
I am not a binocular. I am a driver and a police lieutenant. Binocular. Binocular.
Repete, caralho, falou alto. Me desculpe, eu nem sei o que isso significa, simplesmente apareceu na minha cabeça.
Maybe don't blurt out everything that pops into your head. Just some friendly advice. Anyway,
Uma boa máquina, passa sua mão sobre a suave superfície de
don't
metal.
leave fingerprints on the bodywork. I just had it polished.
Certo, vamos embora.
The Jamrock Shuffle.
Jamrock Shuffle, bora. Abrir portas, né? Abrir containers.
In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail
Dublagem brutal,
or
né?
a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be
Playful
in you.
Curiosity.
Who knows? Maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
Qual bônus? Encontre melhores pilhares em containers trancados. Não é tão bom não, né? Mas sim, beleza. Vamos conversar com o Sileng. A gente upou um de retórica, né? Então bora.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Start
Passei,
with a little
caralho.
compliment, then work your way up from there.
Ei,
This
você-
is about business, remember.
Aham. Ei, você parece um empreendedor realmente bem sucedido. Você gostaria de apoiar um membro da força policial local?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
Pense nisso como um
An
investimento.
investment? What kind of investment?
Eu não vou confiscar essa ajuda humanitária que você está revendendo.
That! You drive a hard bargain, officer. I respect that. Okay. What's it going to cost me?
R$10.
Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Corruption.
It's
Corruption.
just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going by. He doesn't like it too much, but what do you do?
Eita, caralho. O cara simplesmente roubou. Eu não sabia que era esse teste não, mas beleza, tudo bem. A gente tá precisando de dinheiro. Vamos conversar com os caras, né? Vai, eu sei aqui, amiga.
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Você mentiu pra mim, você não é uma
That's
jardineira.
right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So
Sim.
let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned? The one Mr. Everard sent to law school?
Sim. Você é Liz, Elizabeth, senhor Belfort.
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands. In her face. You caught her off guard. Push her some more.
Léo Maroto me falou de você. Ele gosta muito de conversar.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that.
Ele disse que o Sr. Evat enviou para a Faculdade de Direito.
I represent the union and these men here. Don't make this personal.
A very minor victory.
Qual é o seu papel nisso tudo?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
E se eu quiser falar com você e não com Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
O que você irá fazer comigo?
What are we going to
Ele tá
do?
satisfeito com a abordagem. É uma risada, ela começa a rir, é uma risada fria, sem alegria.
The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Por que você é tão agressiva?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us.
Boa tarde,
And
Edu,
now
boa
you
tarde.
represent murder suspects. Just dock workers. We've talked to Evar Claire. We know who these men are. The union's militant wing.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys.
Caralho,
You're
a conversa
a
tá
mob.
pesada.
Enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all. And you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask. Or get back to your commanders.
Conversação não é legal, é massa e divertido, não. Não sei onde você ouviu isso, mas tá errado. A RCM por seus princípios e força, ao contrário de você, socialismo, não. Gostei disso, bom começo. Vamos dar um passo adiante. Revolta armada. Quais são os planos do sindicato?
Look, a comedian. Do your job. Ask your questions. Then get out of Martinez.
O Elshine pergunta: Vitão, diz uma música pra quem tá doente. Mas em que sentido?
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Sim. Vou falar com o Titus, então. A gente tem que conversar com a nossa amiga aqui, né? Vamos conversar com ela antes. Tô postergando o máximo possível. A esposa do
She's
criptozoologist.
agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Gripado? Ah, mas depende. Você quer ouvir uma música mais animada? Você quer ouvir uma música mais...
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
Tem gente que quer ficar mais
I'm glad
animado,
to see
né?
you again, dear.
Bom dia, senhora. Tudo bem?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Não está funcionando?
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Espera, o que há de errado com a linha do
The
telefone?
manager was vague about it.
Música pra ficar animado e finalmente lavar a louça. É bom colocar um disco, né? Coloca um disco animado pra lavar a louça. Ou, sei lá, uma Carly Rae Jepsen, Emotion. Valeu pro segmento. Só como cu de homem. Só como cu de homem. Ah, esse nome que tem piadinha mesmo, velho.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Pra que você precisa usar o telefone,
To
aliás?
let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night. But they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Certo, eu vou perguntar. O seu marido já desapareceu
That's
antes?
just it. This isn't like him at all.
Eita.
He always plans
Casos
his
de maridos
expeditions
desaparecidos.
so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
More important than a missing expedition?
Eu não
I
sei.
don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
Que expedição é essa na qual seu marido
Just
estava?
some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Espera, quem é esse tal de Gary? Você confia ele?
Sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life.
Eles estão numa vizinhança perigosa?
There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
Do it. Find her husband. This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery.
Criptozoológico.
That extremely rare insect.
Sim.
Some fringe science is exactly what's needed right now.
Ciência marginal.
Spice up that vanilla murder investigation.
Xoxa. Isso parece assunto para a polícia. Eu vou te ajudar a encontrar seu
Are you
marido.
sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
Eu tenho um pressentimento de que esse cientista desaparecido está ligado ao caso principal.
I sincerely doubt it. Still, I suppose it won't hurt to keep
Thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
A cruz do canal está quebrada. Então seu marido deve estar preso do outro lado da
Oh
costa.
my. What happened to the water line?
Provavelmente foi só um problema técnico.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Sim, nós vamos achar
And
seu
if you
marido.
see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Caso eu veja, eu aviso que você está aqui. Quando ou se eu chegar lá.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Então, seu marido é algum tipo de cientista?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist. to be more
Criptozoologist.
precise.
O que é criptozoologia?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Os DNAs não parecem impressionados.
That's one opinion, yes.
Ele deve ser
And
uma.
people
Ela é muito
are
gente boa, Lena.
entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
Your hobby?
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield
Ele
of
soltou ela de
zoology,
novo.
one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested
É tipo
in
espíritos,
supporting
né? É.
real research.
Real research, aham. Me fale do Morel, aparência, personalidade, seu
Oh
relacionamento.
dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
Como é a aparência do seu marido?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Vamos tentar de novo. Se estivermos procurando por ele na rua, o que deveria procurar?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
Criptozoologia só me faz lembrar aquele mod dos Sanandes de Mistério. Não tô
One
ligado.
other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds. You
The
know,
reeds.
just in case.
Quanto tempo vocês estão
We'll be
casados?
celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn.
16?
Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
Ah, gente boa, ela é muito fofa ela. Como vocês dois conheceram?
By a dating agency. I'm
Agência
ashamed
de
to say.
namoros.
I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident.
Ah, foi um
And he
acidente, né?
just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Acho que já tenho toda a informação que preciso. Vamos
I
prosseguir.
hope I've been useful.
Fale-me mais sobre esse inseto raro que seu marido está procurando.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
Ah, por
The
favor.
lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Não, eu quero ver sobre o inseto.
Well, It's a phasmid, technically, but...
Phasmídio.
Ah, yes. Phasmatodia. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
Certo,
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
Opa!
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
O que faz você pensar que o Phasmídio está por aqui?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
Então a única evidência que você tem é um recorde de
Of
jornal?
course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly. And they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Pobreza Agudo 23 pergunta: tu tem alguma vontade de jogar aquele jogo novo do Harry Potter? A gente não joga lançamento aqui, não. Eu acho, tipo, toda conceito de pagar caro por um lançamento, assim, meio estúpido. Eventualmente, quem sabe, né? Assim, não me parece um jogo que salta os olhos, não, sabe? Parece um jogo meio que pra pegar bobo, assim.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face.
No sentido
Her eyes sparkle behind
bem
her
básico,
glasses.
assim, né? Ah, terceira pessoa, você acerta o cara, sobe um númerozinho, tá ligado? Tipo... Então, assim... Se for pra jogar isso, a gente já vai jogar o Witcher aí, já, né? Tá na série, tá nos próximos jogos aí que a gente vai ter que jogar, né? Você parece realmente animado com esse
I
criptoide.
suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Hobby horses. Então é perigoso?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Isso é valioso?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Ele tem poderes bacanas?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
É, mas assim, nada contra quem gosta desses jogos, né? A galera... existe em todo tipo de mídia, né? Existe um tesão muito grande em novos lançamentos, né? Assim, eu não sou esse tipo de cara. Eu gosto de... Tenho interesse em jogar mais... Ouvir, assistir e jogar mais os clássicos que eu nunca ouvi, tá ligado?
Dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Tá bom, talvez você poderia me convencê-la a falar sobre alguns criptoides legais. 42%, bora.
There's
Sei.
really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Ei, Helena, eu gostaria de ouvir sobre os criptoides que você estudou. Você poderia me contar sobre alguns deles?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Tá bom, tá certo, Kim. Apenas um criptoidezinho, prometo.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture.
É o Kim, velho.
Ooh, tough choice there.
Tough choice there. Qual o criptoide mais perigoso?
The gnome of Jeroma.
Do gnome de Jeroma. Esse parece assustador.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
Véi, como esse criptoide se
It
aparecia?
was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and
Você concorda, né, Edu? Pois é.
quite scary to look at.
Eu acho legal jogar coisa nova, ouvir coisa nova e tal, mas não é minha prioridade, não.
A couple of
Eu acho que tem muita
campers
gente
found
que
it when it was
é
already
obcecada, meu.
dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it.
Da mesma forma também eu não concordo em só jogar os mesmos jogos, né? Tipo assim, no sentido de... Ah, não, só jogo CS, só vou jogar CS, é isso aí, tá ligado? Também não concordo com isso, não.
It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire
No sentido assim,
day
não
to
CS, né?
die.
Tipo LoL, essas coisas. É bom experimentar coisas novas, claro. E aí, Akira, isso já cheguei sendo criticado. Por que eu tô te criticando?
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks?
Jogador de CS,
Confirming the
joga
existence
CS?
of this
Não tô
very
ligado.
little species.
Muita gente joga CS, né? Se o corpo da criatura foi encontrado, por que não existem ilustrações detalhadas dela no compêndio científico?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom.
Será que algum dia rola Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines? Já jogamos. Aperta exclamação nota aí que você vai ver qual a nota que ganhou.
Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end.
Eu adorei o
lost for
Vampiro à
science.
Máscara. Bloodlines, eu adorei, velho. Só que é um jogo mecanicamente bizarro, né? vamos botar nesse nome. Qual o maior criptoide?
You promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
Mas Kim, você não quer escutar sobre outro criptoide
The
também?
lieutenant pauses thoughtfully.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
Ah, o Kim é gente boa
Well,
demais.
the biggest cryptid is, of course, the horrible giant of Kokonur. The
Coconut.
giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Espera, o que você quer dizer com luz estranha?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
E o quão grande ele é?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing
bizarro.
from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
É perigoso?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Akira fala, mas hoje em dia estou viciado em jogo estilo Civilization Total War. É muito bom também, né? O Ashton fala, tinha visto a lista, mas acho que o Vampire me passou despercebido. Jogar pena que não teve muito recurso pra fazer. Sim, mas diz que vai ter continuação, né? Akira pergunta, você jogou Total War em live inteira? Não. Mas assim, tem interesse. Mas assim, porra, é tanto jogo pra jogar, velho, que eu prefiro focar nos jogos com história mesmo. Que tem começo e fim e
No
tal.
animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
It's a mirage. Mas assim, eu gosto muito de jogo de estratégia, né? Você sabe.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support.
Acho que vale a pena a gente voltar com os jogos de estratégia na sexta-feira, né? Assim que a gente voltar na programação normal, a gente pode voltar. Mas aí, assim, tem que escolher a dedo, né? Porque tem tanto jogo de estratégia que parece ser foda. Inclusive o Hearts of Iron a gente jogou tanto, né?
There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Great. This is great shit.
This is great shit. You need more.
Gravity anomaly. Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Qual o menor criptoide?
Cryobacter catlensis.
É uma bactéria?
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered
Véi, olha
in
as
one
ideias
of
dos
the
caras, velho.
northernmost points of Kutla on the boreal
Não existe prova de
plateau
nenhum
by
desses
renowned
bichos, né?
geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago. The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history.
Isso que é o foda de jogo de estratégia, né? Demora muito pra aprender, né, velho, as coisas.
Mijanou
Gasta muito
disappeared
tempo.
shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
Que isso, pera, ela se injetou a si própria com isso?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
Ah, tá.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Eu não compreendo. Por que você colocaria a própria vida? Estar vivo é terrível. Eu pretendo viver pra sempre também, como um símbolo. Ela está se preparando para o fim dos tempos. Ela queria testemunhar
Mijanu did talk about the end of the world a great deal before her
E
abrupt
aí,
departure. Everyone thought the bacteria had driven her mad, but she really was a brilliant woman. Maybe the Cryobacter catlensis allowed her to see something no one else could.
Existe algum criptóide
What
invisível?
an interesting question. And the answer is
É
yes,
lógico que
there
existe,
are.
hein?
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Você está certo que é infantil, mas eu preciso saber.
Okay, I won't spoil your fun. What is the invisible cryptid?
It's the Col de Mamadaqua.
Col do Mama d'Aqua.
Name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Kola Mama Dakwa can also be translated as a whisper light and low.
A whisper light and low.
Yes, that's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they?
De fato é assim.
Although the low part is a little ironic. The Col de Mama d'Aqua makes, or rather is, such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, can't hear it. It could be everywhere, all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
Véi, como que alguém sabe que esse trem
Fine,
existe?
I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle
O Kim tá
that
interessado no
emits
nosso.
sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Poderia estar aqui, olhar em volta agora?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Que evidência existe de que esse animal seja um som?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of Areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing.
Ai, velho.
When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
Pássaros canoros?
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies,
Véi,
even higher than those of the highest pitched bat
e vocês estão
calls.
falando que é um animal.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mamadaqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Doideira. Uau.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Nomeá-los?
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadaqua they followed individually.
Por que o Mama d'Aqua tem tanto medo de nós?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
Extinção?
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadaqwas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same
Elas se
frequency,
cancelam, né?
dear?
They cancel each other
Sim,
out.
elas cancelam uma a outra.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Gente, mas...
Great regret washes over her. The
Eita.
winding cloth.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings
Véi,
of anomalies
é um
similar
som,
to
o
those
bicho.
spotted in Ea, but
Quer dizer, é
they've been
invisível, mas
few and
emite um
far
som, né?
between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Mamadaqua population anywhere.
Of course.
Of course.
A common thread in these.
disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
I'm glad you did, dear.
Ela é muito gente boa.
What about what?
Tecido educacional, mas infelizmente nós precisamos discutir outra coisa.
Of course, dear.
6, né? Por enquanto é isso, senhora. A gente... mais um, né? E Direct Mode of Taxation. A gente é ultraliberal e comunista.
Turns out, those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Ridisholians.
The hearts and minds
to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
Taxes are racist. Mais um. Opções de diálogo ultraliberal dão mais R$1, menos 1 de empatia. Pensa que ele é um trabalhador, algo assim. Não sei se vale a pena não, viu? Inclusive já vou esquecer ele. Que menos 1 de empatia é foda. Comunista e liberal. Sobre minha conta hoje à noite.
20 real.
Sim.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Eu vi outra coisa no Gart.
Great.
Então o telefone não dá linha?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it.
Isso é muito estranho.
It's not strange, it's inconvenient.
Não. Definitivamente está acontecendo algo nefasto.
If you say so.
É verdade que houve um jogo sujo? Foul play?
Who told you that?
Lena.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know so I can forward them the repair bill.
Tá bom.
Yes?
Tá bom, agora conversar com o Titus Hash. Deixa eu só ver isso aqui. Antes. Fotos de homens e macacões carregando armas e cartazes sindicais. Se vê arbustos lá fora.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Apertar os olhos.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Porta misteriosa vista. Ainda não é a hora. Vamos conversar. Bem, tem um teste difícil pra caralho ali de percepção, né? Vamos lá.
This is where you say your bed.
É sério, isso aqui que vai rolar é sério, hein? Investigação pesada.
Detective.
Não diga nada ainda. Primeiro precisamos conversar sobre sua atitude. Não diga nada ainda.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Cruza os braços.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
Primeiro precisamos conversar sobre o homem enforcado lá atrás.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
A gente sabe que ele levou um tiro antes de... E os garotões, então.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
Grand shake.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you
as pegadas.
Chances are they're going to match.
Examina a sala.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. size 43, gang tattoos, Mesk or Sarah Mauritian in his late 30s, early 40s, and then standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 46, the big dick, wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips, rugby cap, fingerless gloves, and numerous scars, a little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
Plectrum?
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician.
Tem uma palheta pendurada no pescoço. E o ferinha?
Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes.
Eles todos meio mais velhos, né?
Missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220.
Faltou uma bota, né?
In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
Deles tá voltando no solo regular, singular.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Encontrei 8 pares de pegadas, mas vocês são 7 apenas. Onde está o 8º Hardy Boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She could maybe what?
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want?
Você já percebeu que o Glenn é o cara que solta as...
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And
Ele aponta pro tenente.
you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory.
Sim.
We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
O homem focado no terreno foi você?
The pretty boy. You guys really
The
love
pretty boy.
talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Nós falamos com o chefe do sindicato. Sim,
And
ele.
what did he tell you? That we killed him? That we took a cargo belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him? Because we did. All of us together. I hope he told the story straight. I hope he told it well.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
Mas deve haver uma artimanha.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Aham. Você assinou simplesmente sem remorso?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of
Cadeira
capital
elétrica, né?
punishment in Revachol under the coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
E reúne, o que é?
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates. The origin of the name is unknown.
Olha, sim, que resposta que eu dou. Honestamente, eu bebo tanto que não consigo me lembrar de quem manda pra trás das graças. Olha, só estou fazendo meu trabalho, isso é tudo. O que nós fazemos é diferente, nós impomos a lei, vocês são mal pessoas como se fosse nada. Só estou fazendo meu trabalho.
So you are just a simple, well-meaning man, eh? Ever been in solitary? Prison is a charter. That's what it is.
He's clearly been in solitary confinement, and at a young age.
So he's hanging a man, slowly.
É verdade. Sim. Quem estava dando as ordens naquela
Are you
noite?
deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy boy without arresting all Hardy boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Não, mas sério, quem dá as ordens aqui?
Who do you fucking think does?
Gangues são normalmente comandados pelo mais velho, mais venerável. Não. Evrash Clerca, como disse, cara, você responde a ele, certo? Qual o jeito de humilhar eles? Maior animal, é o oitavo, né? É o oitavo Hardy Boy, o que está faltando, o pirocudo.
Titus, no one was thinking.
Oh.
No. Fuck no! The big dick is right here, asshole. You're looking at it. Right. Fucking.
Os caras estão com raiva.
Disregard the outburst, officer. None of the boys have any comments on their power relations. That night, they acted as one. That's all.
Quando esse desde do enfocamento
You
ocorreu?
don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Quanto tempo você conseguiu conhecer a vítima?
Him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah. Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier?
Ela tava aqui desde então, né?
Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Como você o matou?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still.
É assim que você matou ele mesmo? Você enforcou ele?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school?
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
The lieutenant goes in for the leg sweep. Titus does not see it coming.
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again.
Você não mataram ele.
Yeah. I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Sr. Teres, o que você usou pra nocautear a vítima?
My fucking elbow, copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola.
Onde toda essa
style implies stealth.
Onde toda essa ação tomou lugar?
Right fucking here. The fucker started coming to our bar, asking for it.
Com postura, né? Eu acho que tem alguma roupa pra ajudar. Como, por que você o matou?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line. In my
Ele saiu da linha? Então ele era um mercenário, é isso?
and he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
Eugene?
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Espera aí, como é que você sabe que ele era das forças especiais?
One night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm Oranese goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there. sang some R&E's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Que bizarro.
This is a serious violation
Ele chama
of the karaoke code.
Karaoke Code. Certo, mas o que ele... Certo, além de crimes contra o karaokê, o que ele realmente fez de errado?
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's a slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
The rape.
He'd kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend.
Estuprou, velho. Estuprador.
That
Aí,
was before he
pensa.
started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Essa foi a mesma garota que foi atacada sexualmente? Estuprada, você disse?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Certo, mas quem realizou o estupro, então? É uma alegação muito séria.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
E como a bala na cabeça dele pesa nisso tudo?
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
Por que eu não prendo simplesmente?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you, while the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve. There's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Com calma, vamos só conversar.
Wise move. You made the right choice there.
Então, o que nós vamos fazer agora?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
Só que não foi vocês que
I think we're
mataram
going
ele.
to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to third-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get him beaten.
Já te disse, falei com o Everett e ele disse que você cooperaria.
So you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Bem maduros, rapazes. Everett avisou, certo?
Yeah, I heard him. Now fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man.
Só
Let me
palavras.
state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys, Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
Você ainda não explicou a bala que encontrei na cabeça enforcada.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head. You're right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Acho que o focamento foi um encobrimento. Deixa eu perguntar novamente, por que isso? Mostra a bala, estava na cabeça da vítima.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Acho que o focamento foi um encobrimento para o disparo.
What I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Vocês atiraram nele?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there somewhere.
Quero falar sobre o focamento de novo.
Just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
Então, pera aí, deixa eu... Autoridade, né? Vamos mudar as nossas roupas, que a gente tem várias coisas que abaixam a autoridade, eu acho. Não. Não tem nada que abaixa a autoridade, na real. Cara, então é um teste difícil, né? Tem alguma coisa que aumenta a autoridade? Espírito do corpo, sugestão, percepção. Não, né? Tem coisa que abaixa a autoridade. Eu posso tentar e depois testar de novo.
The circus left him, but the clowns are still here.
8% é forte. Estabeleça a autoridade.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Não, é isso. Isso é tudo que tem.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
Primeiro você me disse que alguém foi estuprado, então você não me diz quem. Isso é besteira.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took care of it. The law handled it, all right?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
Acho que nós dois somos a lei por aqui, se você começar a pensar sobre isso.
No, asshole. You're nobody. I'm the law.
Stop yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment. We get it. You're all the law.
Let's just all cool off. We had some questions, that's all.
Tá bom. A gente vai voltar aqui, viu? A gente vai voltar, viu, Sr. Titus? E eu vou tentar esse teste aqui que...
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height
3% é complicado. Alguma coisa pode aumentar. Percepção. Percepção. Amarelo é aqui no canto, né? Interação, velocidade de reação, compostura. Percepção. Esse chapéu. Ué, mas não mudou porra nenhuma, né?
The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Não vou nem tentar. Não, vou tentar.
Nothing. Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman. Motionless.
Nada. Tá bom, vou colocar nosso chapéu de volta. Tá bom, tá bom. É, Kim, eu acho que é a hora de você voltar pra casa.
Was that? Could it be? The Koldomamadakwa?
Koldomamadakwa?
No. It's probably just your imagination.
É, há um zunido, ouça atentamente.
An extremely high
Koldomamadakwa.
ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always?
Espere, Kim, você ouve um barulho agudo?
No, I don't hear the
É que eu dou uma madáqua.
And neither do you.
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf.
He's deaf. Ai, velho. Ouça com atenção primeiro.
There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Continua
It must
ouvindo.
be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder.
Fique bem parado e torça para que o pássaro pose seu ombro.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
Não, volte, por favor.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
O Coldo Mamadaqua internalizar. Ai, ai. Tá bom, Kim, eu acho que é hora de você levar o corpo, viu? Por hoje é só com você aqui perto de mim. Certo?
The bear's eyes are still.
Vamos sacar o Kim, deve ir embora.
All right.
Vai lá.
I will need a little help carrying him.
Saque o corpo e o arraste até o veículo automotor. Então, quem foi? E a gente fica, né? Beleza, agora estamos sozinhos. A primeira coisa que a gente tem que fazer é lavar a bota. Vocês lembram da bota? Tinha que lavar escondido dele.
This getting the corpse residue out of these boots is going to require patience, and also a huge pot full of boiling water, soap, and white vinegar.
Cheque os utensílios de
A
cozinha.
commercial pot draws your attention. It's very large, gigantic even. It could be used to make enough stew to feed an entire city, and also to boil a putrid pair of death boots.
Cheque o material de
There is
limpeza.
a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet to the left of the stove. There is also a bottle of white vinegar in the cabinet next to the fridge.
As botas estão realmente nojentas. Coloca um pouco de detergente e a garrafa de vinagre
The
branco.
delicious smells of cheap soap and vinegar waft up from the pot. All right now, chef. Light up the stove.
Alright, now, chefe. Adicione a água e as botas à panela. Leve tudo a uma agradável
The strong
fervura.
smell of vinegar forces you to step away from the pot. The water slowly comes to a boil.
Espere.
Strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the
Que
boots.
desgraça na panela,
They
velho.
float to the bubbling surface.
Espere mais um
The
pouco.
boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to look cooked.
Nossa, que
You can
tenso,
smell
velho.
it too, just like beef stew.
Pouco mais.
That's it, chef. The boots are as clean as they're going to get. Steam, dense with the smell of strange meat, disappears into the vent above the stove.
Despeje o sopado de mesa e carne e examine suas
Pair
botas
of
novas.
real beauties. The boots are shiny, hot, and reek of vinegar. Just perfect.
Perfeito. Chega de ser chefe. Temos uma bota nova, garotos. Mais 2 de autoridade.
You look down at the white ceramic sabatons hugging your arches and calves.
Ele vai chegar e vai dizer assim.
Surprised at how well they fit. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
Projeto de armadura futurística, como um policial deve ser.
The hardened vitreous enamel.
Boa noite, Eric. Boa
once
noite.
sleek and light, adds
Aí amanhã o que olha pra você e vê as botas. É
subtlety
exatamente isso que eu tô pensando.
Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you.
Sim, eu quero o conjunto completo.
It may be a while before you have all the pieces. In the meantime, you should analyze the armor. Figure out its vulnerabilities.
Vulnerabilidades.
Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. See if there's a weakness in the design.
Sim.
For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Opa, meia luz que foi, né? Esse Essa iluminação aqui, beleza. Vamos abrir o último. E botar o Fairweather T500, isso. Beleza. Por enquanto não vale a pena usar ele não, porque ele é feio pra caralho, né? Vamos mandar esse aqui mesmo. O que mais que a gente tem que fazer sem o PIN? E aí, Vitória, como é que você tá? Gente, dá boas-vindas aí pra minha amiga Vita. Por favor. Um goró. Seria bom pegar essa oportunidade pra ler os livros, né? Estão prontos pra uma saga de leitura bem alta? Por que eu tenho -4? Ah, é porque eu tomei dano, né? Dano de... Eu não sabia disso. Olha ela lá. Meu amigo. Empatia. Kuno. Lá vem o Kuno. Então, eu queria vir aqui. Percepção, né? Eu vou aumentar a percepção, então. Vamos lá. Vou gastar um ponto, sim. E vou aumentar se eu tenho alguma roupa pra percepção, né? Isso aqui. Esse chapeuzinho de sapo. Chat bugadão. Não, tá tudo bem, pô. A gente ouviu. Só que os caras devem estar fazendo outras coisas enquanto eles estão... Ah, você tá no celular, pô. Aí é foda, relaxa aí, velho. Tá todo mundo doente. Apareceu outro cara aí que tá gripado também. Então, assim... Encosta aí, né? Na caminha, no sofá e aproveite aqui essa narrativa incrível. Olha a voz. Vamos ver se a gente vai passar, né? Porque estou olhando pra essa pilha de telhas. Não passei de novo. Vai tomar no cu.
Well-laid palette. Easy on the eyes. It reveals no secrets at this time.
É inacreditável que esse trem, que eu não passei de novo nisso, né? Mas tudo bem. Vamos tentar... Empatia? Tem alguma coisa que aumenta a empatia? Fuck does Kuno care? Empatia é roxo, né? Ou é azul? Não. Não tem nenhuma roupa que aumenta a empatia. Tá bom, vamos aumentar um de empatia, vamos lá. Gastamos nosso ponto tudo, vai tomar no cu. Passei.
It's Kuno S.
Ah, interessante. Como?
Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence,
A Kuno S que
afraid for her life, like she's done something very bad. All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
Atue nisso, tenta separar os Kuno. Psiu.
Fuck you whispering about?
Uma criança, velho.
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about?
Porra de Kuno S, velho.
Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
Tá bom, Kuno me escuta, ele tá tentando controlar você, só precisamos tirar dessa. Estou aliviado que ela saiu do nosso pé. Ela é perturbada.
She's not fucked up. Everyone's fucked up. Stop judging shit.
Wrong move. But he's whispering still. You haven't lost him. Just don't mess up again.
O que ele falou? Não quer...
No guarantees here.
Qual o problema dela? Ela é aterrorizante, assustadoramente maluca.
You don't know that.
Acertamos.
She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She smoked a man.
She smoked a man?
She's turned people in. Probably even pigs.
Stop talking to him. Kuno, I'm fucking warning you. You're gonna get us into shit.
She understands what you're trying to do.
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell you? Kuno told you. Kuno talks to whoever he wants.
Yes.
Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her, so she can't read his lips.
O que você quer dizer? Ela pagou alguém?
Kuno means she killed someone. That's right. She's a killer. Like, actually a killer.
Véi.
His little green eyes are fixed on yours.
Sério? Ela não é pequena demais pra sobrepujar outra pessoa? Você tá falando sério sobre esse negócio de matar?
Are you getting this? You think I'm fucking telling you a joke here? How hard do you think it is to kill a fat ass? Sweet talk him, then knife him.
Oof.
She's probably killed a pig too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has.
Qual é? Ela não pode ter matado oficiais de política.
I knew you pigs were too naive for this shit. Good thing Kuno's got her under control. Kuno keeps her calm.
The creature peers at you both from over the fence. There is something searching in her eyes.
Você acha que ela tem algo a ver com o homem morto?
She would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around, and C was with
Ela não
Kuno.
matou o cara. Onde você estava?
Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it.
He speaks the truth, my liege.
Você disse que ela é insana?
Yeah, she's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho. Cat burning shit. She does the real deal.
O que é a parada real?
Snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't wanna know.
Que linguagem é essa que ela usa? Napakimpi
Fuck
Fakari.
knows. She says it's the song of her people or some shit.
Qual, gente?
Lazy people. The fucking Nakis. I don't know.
Some things are too awful to dwell on. The Nakis and Runkaris might be some kind of defense mechanism.
Ela é sua irmã?
Fuck no, she's not my sister. She's just a stray who got in. Like a mad dog or some shit.
Vagante?
Yeah, she was just there.
What was that, Kuno?
Uf. A pequena vira o pescoço olhando pro seu
She was
apartamento.
in the hallway. Dripping wet. By the fucking shoe rack. In the dark.
No corredor lá com o quarto zelador?
Yeah, that's the place. She was just balled up near the closet. Psycho style.
Por que ela estava pingando de molhada?
Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days, in the corner. Every time Kuno went out.
Você disse que ela entrou como?
I don't know. Someone left the door open. Kuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk, under the pile of clothes, like a dog.
E os seus pais?
Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even see her there. Or thinks it's fucking Kuno. Shit's all on Kuno.
É meio parecida com o Kuno. Mas o pai dele é obviamente abusivo, né? Como você está lidando com tudo isso?
How's Kuno dealing? Kuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Kuno's got this shit under control.
Você precisa de reforço, eu estou aqui por você.
Listen. C is Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protecting her. You fuck with C. You fuck with Kuno. You threaten her. You threaten to take her away.
This is what it all comes down to. He needs you to take him seriously now.
I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her. Sneak up on you later and fuck you up. You understand?
Moleque psicopata. Eu lembro que eu já vi umas entrevistas. Eu também sinto isso um pouco, velho. De marmanjo, velho. Eu nunca tive medo, tá ligado? Na vida. Porque, tipo assim, marmanjo, eu tenho medo mesmo dos moleque, velho, tá ligado? Tipo assim, não da idade do Kuno, né? Mas assim, quando chega um moleque 15, 16 anos com a arma, bicho. Aí eu fico tenso real, tá ligado? Porque, tipo assim, moleque não tem noção da realidade, porra. Tipo assim, velho, lá em Valadares, véio, a galera moleque matava os outros, velho, sem não tá nem aí, tá ligado? Tipo assim, tem umas histórias bizarras, né? Mas assim, é uma cidade muito violenta pra jovem, assim. Enfim. A galera mais velha tem um pouco mais a perder, é a impressão que eu tenho, né? Entendido, Kuno.
Alright. Now we can do business.
Business?
Yeah? What do you want? Kuno can hook you up with...
Opa.
Oh, don't hook him up with shit, Kuno.
See? Relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno.
The Kuno.
You respect the Kuno, you get all kinds of shit.
Bora.
Kuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics.
Ooh.
If you run a little errand for the Kuno. Get you hooked, pig. Get his hook in you. Then Kuno gonna get you hooking for more. Cash in big style. Pig hooker.
Que isso, Kuno?
Shit, you can even fuck back in Kuno's kingdom. Kuno saw you sniffing around that fucking pile of Etonite. It's a secret door, okay? Just pull it off and fuck back in there.
Eu quero essa calça. Eu quero comprar as calças Farn no final das contas.
Here, pig. We're falling now. Performance buddies.
Performance bodies.
Kuno could already see you soaring through the air like a fucking eagle. Pig's in Kuno's debt now. Money debt.
O que era aquilo sobre dar um corre pra você e na costas legais,
Kuno
Kuno?
gets it from his dad. Kuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Kuno
Seu
gets
pai é
his
traficante?
lightning on. Problem is,
Lightning on.
Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it.
Certo.
Dirty popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed.
Quem é seu pai, Kuno?
Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too.
Nossa.
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol? In your condition?
De quanto estamos falando aqui? Boa noite, desistimir. Boa noite.
Like half.
Metade de quê?
A baggie, but like in this vial.
Mas isso não é muita coisa, de forma alguma.
Fuck you talking about half a G? This shit is giant, grade A shit. So clean you can barely see it.
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
Eu me decidi, e é isso que vai acontecer.
Okay, Kuno's listening.
Eu vou entrar lá, mas não pelo rebite. Eu vou atrás do homem mais violento Revachol. Eu vou entrar lá por justiça. Eu sou um narc, Kuno. Eu vou confiscar aquela porcaria. Eu vou entrar lá por justiça. Eu sou um narc, Kuno. Eu vou confiscar toda aquela merda. Eu vou entrar lá, mas não pelo rebite. Eu vou atrás do homem mais violento em Revachol.
Sure, whatever. If you survive, make sure to bring that shit back to Kuno. Kuno's almost out. You wouldn't like the Kuno when he's out.
Uf.
Just get in the
Viciado,
apartment
velho.
building. Kuno knows you already fucked your way in. Kuno knows everything. Go to room 12, first floor, and kick down
First
the
floor.
door. Police violence style. Kuno style. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with violent fuckheads. That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
Rachei 1 quilo com o
Kuno
Kuno.
doesn't fucking care.
Simplesmente estamos agora... Esse negócio aqui é...
There are 8. You won't get far.
Não, eu já... Então, Kuno, queria muito entrar aqui. O som de neve derretendo, gotejando, é estranho. Isso! Eu não precisava ter upado a porra, gastei o... Kuno te falou sobre o barraco dele.
Because, unless Kuno lied, you should just be able to pull the panels aside.
Coloca os painéis de lado.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Sem o Kim? Fazer várias coisas aqui. Pô, se sai do caminho eu fico arrebentado. Placa de prata com traço de pó amarelo e osso.
Still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine.
Não lamba. Lamba, mas só um pouco. Um tiquinho de nada, não lamba.
There isn't enough anyway. You'd only be fooling yourself.
Você podia ter me falado disso, né? Antes. Cabeça de porco curada. Parece mumificada. Tubo vazio de suprimentos magnésio. Magnesolã. E a gente pode consegue finalmente vir aqui em cima, né? Estou olhando esse canto aqui tem tanto tempo. É foda que o mapa é meio aberto, assim, né? É tipo... É meio mundo aberto. É mesmo que um mundo pequeno, né? Só tem que descobrir como é que chega nas coisas. Se bater de vez em em breve. Já restauração, mantém as ruínas em pé. Cartão postal grande, Cron. Dinheirinho. E só, né? Tô lembrando da primeira vez que eu joguei. Ah, tinha umas coisas ali em cima. Pera aí, volta. Primeira vez que eu joguei esse jogo que eu não tinha conseguido abrir o negócio no primeiro dia. E a sua jaqueta, você tem que passar por um teste de savoir-faire pra ver se pega a jaqueta. Nossa, eu me quebrei todo. Então o que é isso aqui, galera? Dinheiro apenas. Tem nada demais aqui em cima. E agora eu vou ver esse negócio do pai do Kuno, que a gente tem que ver longe se a gente quer traficar ou pegar droga. Tem que ser longe do Quem, né, bicho? Esse é o barraco dele.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Encontrei esse barraco.
Did you fucking there?
Qual a parada com aquela cabeça de
Oh,
porco?
that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Você tá tentando mandar uma mensagem de algum tipo?
Yeah. Watch your ass in Kuno's town, or Kuno's gonna fuck your head off.
Eu encontrei um prato coberto de pó residual. Sabe algo sobre
That's
isso?
where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there.
Rides the fucking lightning.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old.
Cara, velho, é um viciado, velho.
Sparkle in your eyes.
Qual é do tubo de magnesolã?
Vitamin pig? Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
É magnésio, certo?
It's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top
Não, a
of the
gente
game.
tem.
Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
Eu sei tudo sobre magnésio, eu uso o tempo todo.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Que isso que eu não é? Só uma preocupação comigo? Eu ouvi bastante
Good call,
disso.
Pigmeister. Kuno doesn't...
Pigmeister. Beleza, bora lá. Na casa do pai do Kuno, né? Tem esse teste amarelo aqui. Será que a gente consegue fazer de novo? É o cálculo visual, né? É um trem básico, velho.
You see a set of tires.
Não. A gente tem que gastar ponto pra upar, né? Opa, tem coisa aqui. Tem alguma coisa lá embaixo.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Caso resolvido.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Espero que eu resolvi exatamente.
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
É o marido dela, o marido desaparecido. É o futuro líder de uma revolução proletária.
No, it's not.
É o marido dela.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit.
Me deixa banho, estou entrando.
There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found, right now.
A mulher falou que o marido dela não está desaparecido, mas que ele... Nem falou que ele bebe, na real, né? Proteger e servir, madame. Eu encontrei seu marido.
Damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
Bem, eu encontrei mesmo assim, sou foda.
Very well then. Where is he?
Ali, ó, apontar pro dedo.
Excuse me? I don't follow.
There's something else hiding in her voice, though. A trace of worry.
Encontrei o bêbado da classe trabalhadora e pensei que podia ser o seu.
Right, because working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
Eita, tenso.
Remember, about that what. Never ever say what.
Algo ruim? Sinto muito, eu falo besteira às vezes, não quis ofender.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic
Eita,
husband.
carai.
Although not that one.
Ah, Blam. Knew it.
Chabló, sabia. Você me disse que seu marido estava bem. Então ele também estava
No, he's
desaparecido?
not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park or in Shamrock somewhere.
Bicho,
drinking with his friends.
alcoolismo é um trem muito triste, velho. A gente, aqui no Brasil, a gente lida de uma forma zoeira, assim, mas é um trem muito triste,
I
né?
haven't seen him for... Well,
Não só
to
aqui no
hell
Brasil, né,
with
mas...
There. She's worried now.
Não se preocupe, vou encontrá-lo e levá-lo pra casa, prometo.
She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
Como é seu marido fisicamente?
Honestly, not that different from you.
Eita, deixa eu adivinhar, ele curte disco?
Oh, thank God, no. It hasn't come down to this yet.
Por que disse seu marido parecer comigo, então?
Well, he's slightly chubby.
Slightly chubby, entendo, o que mais?
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself. It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change.
Who cares about the cold when you have your cool jacket to wear? You can completely
Ele é igual a gente, né?
I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
Bom, se a jaqueta for realmente bem maneira, eu entendo completamente.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
Oh, ela preocupa com ele,
She's
gente.
thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast. And it's making her more and more worried.
Olha que doideira essa quest. Você começa a conversar com essa moça por um hábito seu de ficar conversando com todo mundo, que você é um detetive, né? Você sai perguntando tudo e tudo mais. Do nada, meio que o marido dela pode estar desaparecido mesmo, velho. Você começou zoando, mas...
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. It just makes me feel weak.
She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
So you are going to look for him?
Sim.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
The suicide of Kraz Mazov.
O líder, o Marx, né, desse mundo.
It's clearly a lie. Kraz Mazov didn't shoot himself. Reaction was on the counteroffensive. The State Day Palace in Mirova was surrounded. He was either assassinated or died in the bombing. You might even have evidence to support this, somewhere in your brain. Mazov was never given a state funeral by the communists. Some people even say the body that was recovered from the ruins wasn't his. There, good. Hero restored to glory. Carry on, comrade.
Carry on, comrade. Mais um retórica. Éticas masovianas. A checagem branca fracassada recupera toda a moral. Que foda. Esse é bom, velho. Poderia se me vender, né? Todas as coisas agora, se bobear. Vamos lá no apartamento Kuno, né? Certo? Isso aqui é o quê?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
42% de conceitualização. Pera aí. Uma parede? Um muro do quintal? Conceitualização. Conceitualização é azul? Azul, né? Eu organizei mais agora. Apareceu mais um nível aqui pra gente. Então, pera aí, vamos separar melhor. Rosa, 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 rosa pra caralho. Amarelo e rosa. Amarelo, 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 azul. Azul é aqui. Roxo aqui. Roxo aqui. O que eu equipei? Sem querer eu equipei alguma coisa. Não sei. Essa aqui é melhor que a nossa calça. A nossa calça dá o quê? Menos um de salvação, mais uma de química. Por favor. Olha o estilo da pessoa. Rosa aqui. Azul. Azul. O que a gente tá procurando? É um azul, né? É conceitualização?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Por que estou olhando para as paredes? 42%, bora.
Why?
Não.
It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Tudo bem, tudo bem. A gente ainda vai olhar para essa parede melhor. Deixa eu tirar esse chapéu zoeira. Fica mais um de percepção, né? Mas ele é zoeira. Você acha que a gente precisa de alguma coisa amarela? Talvez instrumento físico, mais um de calafrios. Vários que dão eletroquímica, né? Que estilo, nosso amigo. Que estilo. Vestido Kuno.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity.
Senhor
It's
Uno.
addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita. Snip. The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door. You can just go in now.
Revolucionários adoram posar com suas armas. Kuno de Ruite. É o nome. Dever de casa inacabado. É de 2 anos atrás. Caralho, que tenso.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing in the world.
Praxibit. Deixa eu ver. Mais um para motores, mais um de signo, menos um moral. Acho que eventualmente vai ter que usar alguns. Uma droga, né? Por enquanto não. Eu sempre esqueço de usar, na real. Uma calça. Mais um de compostura. O pai dele tá dormindo? O ar fede alguma coisa azeda.
A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels and a duvet, some socks even. In the dark, it looks like a nest.
Agora os amigos esticam a mão.
Something underneath there is breathing. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out. Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it.
Puxa, cobertor.
You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol.
Nossa, que
and
tenso.
God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
E fala comigo, você está vivo pelo
lump
menos?
of flesh is sticking out from under the blanket. It seems to be twitching from time to time, like the paw of an animal who's having a bad dream. And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a striped sock bearing the name Maxtor on the sole. 3 toes are poking out of a hole. Maxtor is a gas company. He's wearing free socks from a gas company.
Puta que pariu, velho.
Probably came with the bills. A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep.
E você mesmo
The
pode
light
pôr?
from the window is weak, but it seems like he is. His wild, unwashed mane bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery.
Ele está esperando algo mais assustador. Eu não posso acreditar nisso. O pai de Kuno não é um perdedor. Essa deve ser outra pessoa. Não parece que ele vai arrebentar com ninguém tão cedo, homenzinho.
No response. A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
Que isso? Você precisa de ajuda?
The pile of blankets grunts. It's hard to say if there's anything left you could do. A change in the socio-economic circumstances wouldn't hurt.
É foda. Tá bom, percepção, né? Olha, nossa, de novo com o chapéu. Chegou uma calça, né, que é amarelo.
The aging alcoholic
92.
is still there. The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables, A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something. And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal. Pig, he says.
Pig, he says.
He's trying to call you a pig.
O que você acabou de
His
dizer?
hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes his mouth.
Filho
He's
da
asleep
puta, velho.
again.
Eu peguei só anfetamina, velho.
Silence. Only.
Filho da puta, velho. Ele só queria chamar a gente de porco. Desgraçado. Tá bom, tá legal. É, fizemos tudo aqui, né? É, já entramos aqui. Minha senhora já... Opa, que isso? Que isso? Livro 16 dias do abril mais frio. Então, quando você tá assim, é melhor dar um rolê, né? Igual aquele negócio que apareceu ali, às vezes aparece uns botão, algumas coisas novas, dependendo do horário que você passa na cidade, né? Nada aqui. Sim, tinha alguma coisa nova pra dizer?
Hello again, officer.
Não. Boa tarde, só boa tarde, né? Ó, apareceu ali de novo, não apareceu? Não? Eu imaginei coisas. Joyce, alguma coisa nova?
You're back. Good. What can I
Conte-me
help you
sobre
with?
esse suposto tráfico de
Quite
drogas.
straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing.
Uhum.
Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Que tipo de ingredientes estão falando aqui?
Dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Deixa-me ver se entendi. Os materiais vêm de Samara para Revachol através do terminal.
After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Você quer que investigamos?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still,
O que você quer dizer?
the lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbor into the
E
city.
será que a gente tinha que conversar
Once
com
they
ela
reach
para
Jamrock,
pegar
they're
essa
distributed
pista?
to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable.
Uhum.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river
Eu adoro a
Esperance
Joyce.
in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Tá bom. Por que não procurou a RCM antes?
Did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls
Ah,
under.
sim. Todas as conversas sobre jurisdições estão realmente limitando meu estilo. Só quero chegar ao fundo
Well.
disso.
Here's your chance.
Não é por acaso que os caminhões estão encalhados assim, né?
We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge.
Ah.
The road company is a partner of one of our
É por causa deles.
However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed
É até
by the
hoje,
road
né?
committee,
Então.
they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west.
Que prova
The
tem que o sindicato
Russians
estar
think they're
envolvido?
financing this strike.
É.
There are thousands of unpaid
Está correndo quanto tempo,
dock
então?
workers going strong for the fourth month straight. It's true they drove a number of the local businesses to bankruptcy preparing for this venture. I've talked to a few business owners. It was quite the shakedown. But the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men.
Sim. Então você acha que a greve está sendo financiada com ingredientes para drogas?
Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It
Beleza.
sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Já temos alguns suspeitos de que um dos motoristas esteve no linchamento.
Two might even be connected.
Certo. Já me decidi sobre a investigação de contrabando. Prossiga.
Yes?
Vou dar uma olhada nisso.
Excellent.
Ah, eu tinha que pegar mesmo.
According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering.
Sim.
It may come to nothing, or it may just blow.
Não, eu tô com pressa.
Let me know if there's any other.
Sim, bora. Eu só não tinha pegado a porra da missão, né? Sério. Bora. E essa vinheta, hein, que tá rolando aí? Cheio de mofo, CD de batata, sem estudando nos dutos no ar. Então, vamos lá. Foco. Você é caminhoneiro, certo? Qual a sua atitude perante as drogas? Por que não? O cara racistaço, velho. Tá bom, tá.
So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Eu vou fingir, né? Ô, se eu concordo, é nossa responsabilidade manter esse veneno fora das ruas de Evachol, certo?
Eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Ah, então por que você ainda tá fazendo por aqui? A maior caminhoneira já te falou.
I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Eu mesmo vi um caminhão com as portas do vagão abertas no caminho pra cá. Você sabe o que aconteceu?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good since he left. I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Bem feito pra ele.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
Se não é você, quem está passando drogas pelo terminal dele?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed Samaran.
Ai, cara, racista do caralho. Aquele revendendo pacote de ajuda humanitária?
Drugs as well. That's the one. He's tried by natural layers.
Cala a boca, velho.
100%. He's a lorryman selling his employers. Guess so.
Filho da puta. Eu odeio ter que conversar com esse racista, filho da puta. Mas assim, humilhar ele é bom às vezes, né? Amigo. Silêncio, qual a sua postura em relação às drogas?
I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Tasty, tasty drugs.
Nós estamos preocupados. Eu super curto drogas.
Very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale or at my home.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight.
Nós estamos procurando por um motorista de caminhão que está transportando drogas para fora do porto. Ele ou ela está no engarrafamento.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about
Mas você é um motorista. Outro motorista dedicou você e seu caminhão.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right?
Sim.
I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
Então você admite ser um caminhoneiro.
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
Véi, qual que é o problema desse seu...
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
Se bem que é figura, velho. Então você se esqueceu de me contar.
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole.
Para de se contorcer. O que você sabe sobre operações de droga no corpo?
I told
Porto.
you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
Espere, que pessoal?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
That
He
crowd.
doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
De quem você tem medo, Silink?
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
Se você não quer entrar nesse rolo, você precisa nos dar um motivo para seguir em frente.
It's a she, okay?
It's a she.
The other drivers call her the lady driver.
Será que é aquela
You're better
senhora?
off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
A dama motorista... É, ela tá conectada aos Hardy Boys. A dama motorista é a velha ali atrás? A torda...
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved.
It could be. She was strange. He's not ruling her out.
Será que ela está associada aos Hardy Boys?
I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that.
Quem são esses outros motoristas de quem você
All of
fala?
them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
We're
He's
cool.
aching to get back to his usual shtick. All this whispering is bad for business.
Tá bom, certo, nós estamos de boa.
All right.
Beleza. Eu comprei muita coisa sua, hein? Esse link. Que isso. A bicicleta transferida de uma garota na página 3. L'origine do disco. Então vamos conversar com o nosso amigo Tommy Lome aqui.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
Eu vi dizer que um dos motoristas é uma mulher, mas eu não acho que ela está aqui. Você conhece a dama
I don't want to
motorista?
talk about that.
Ora, você sabe de alguma coisa o que é?
Man, I was hoping she'd catch a break. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some mastermind evildoer. And I don't know where she is.
Quem é essa pessoa? Qual é o nome dela?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Again, not a lie as far as you can tell.
A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
Qual a cor do cabelo
Blue and
dela?
Violet. Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Quando ela partiu?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
Eu não posso simplesmente deixar pra lá. É a parte de investigação policial.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
Véi, você disse que ela está perturbada. Como?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over.
Ah,
And you're looking for a way out.
ela compartilhou isso com você?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
Não é delatar, cara. São apenas umas perguntas.
It's snitching, man. I know what it is.
Me disseram que todo mundo tem medo dela. Você
I
não
heard
tem?
the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Essa vida violenta incluía tráfico de drogas?
It looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Espera aí, a mente dela?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
Quando ela partiu, ela deixou o caminho pra trás?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Wait, this guy says they're friends. Then acquaintances. And he's okay with others ratting her out. Push Tommy and it will break his heart. And his spirit.
Oof.
Don't expect you to be pals.
Eu vou encontrar outra maneira.
Thank you, friend.
Vamos tentar conversar com o racista. Eu tô querendo muito... Começou a chover? Caralho, fechou. Sei que você está me enrolando. Confesse, onde está a dama motorista? Primeiro você sabia que esse Link não tinha feito isso.
He stole his employer's goods and another honest lorryman's job. Talk to him. I don't know.
Então por que você está sorrindo?
You don't scare me. You cubs don't run Rivachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run shit.
Então quem comanda a dama motorista?
I ain't saying nothing.
Isn't saying nothing saying something? Or did I just blow your mind?
Did I just blow your mind? Sim, você vai ou você vai pra delegacia.
No, I'm not. I'm not coming anywhere. And I don't know what you're talking about.
Só indica o caminhão dela.
You don't scare me. You cubs don't run.
Então quem comanda você? Filho da puta, velho. Então você está dizendo alguma coisa. É uma dupla negativa. Não dizer nada significa que você vai falar alguma coisa.
How about you fuck off? I ain't saying anything.
Meia luz, né? Vamos ver se a gente consegue forçar ele a dizer alguma coisa. Meia luz, meia luz, meia luz. Tem mais um de meia luz já, né? Com a gente. Vai tomar no cu, velho. Tentar.
Looking for something, Hunt?
3% não vai rolar.
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important.
Por que você e eu não vamos lá fora e temos uma conversinha?
What do you think we're doing right now, Runt?
Filho da puta, velho. Maldito, eu quis dizer, você quer me encontrar num lugar privado para... Não, merda.
Some kind of homo thing?
Talvez seja.
Stop now. Just ask the other drivers.
Ai, bicho, que tristeza, velho. Eu não quero deixar fazer o Tommy ficar triste. Eu queria muito humilhar esse racista filho da puta, mas eu tenho um pouco meia luz. Tudo bem. Achei que com um pouco de autoridade ia ajudar.
Everything's me?
This man probably comes from Seaguy.
Very cool.
Ih, não tem como. Vou ter que perguntar pro Tommy mesmo. Deixar de ser amigo dele. Acho que sim, né, Tommy Leome. Talvez a senhora ali, né? Que ela é curiosíssima. A gente conseguiu conversar com ela antes por causa disso, né? Tinha que ter pegado essa missão, essa quest.
The woman still has.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Eu, na verdade, estava esperando que você pudesse me contar isso.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Espera, o que é tão ruim nos anos
The men
50?
have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Out of Amber? Onde mais você estaria então?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadeiro picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
Então, vocês lembram que o que o pálido faz, né, com a cabeça das pessoas? Ela é meio que embriagada de pálido, assim.
That is.
Quem é Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
Ela mostra a fotografia em uma moldura âmbar luxuosa.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen. This man's got a hold over her. Even 50 years later, you can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
In all likelihood, It's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Mas então eu entendo que você esteve em Messi quando jovem?
Someone was.
Outra pessoa? Essas não são suas memórias?
Someone's memories.
Ai.
What difference
Meio
does it make
Bob
if it's
Dylan das
me or
ideias, né?
not?
Todas as respostas dela, assim.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know?
All of what? The world? The present? She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Desculpe interromper o seu sonho, senhora.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Lawman. It
Lawman.
was early spring, and the mine behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Certo, eu tenho algumas perguntas pra
Why
você.
not,
Questões
Khalifa?
policiais.
It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging
Não, véi.
somehow.
O que você está transportando?
Diamonds.
Diamond, sério?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Certo, mas o que você está realmente
Whatever
transportando?
stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
Então você não sabe o que está transportando com o seu próprio caminhão?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
E se a carga for
Then
contrabando?
it's contraband, Lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad hand. Hermenegildos' bad hand strangled 300 people.
Caralho.
What can I say? Some people just really like strangling.
What can I say? Some people really like to strangle it. Ai, eu ainda não entendo toda essa coisa. Muito bem, você é a dama motorista?
You just call me a lady, Herife.
Sim, pô.
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady.
Bem, você não é uma dama?
The woman's malevolent cackling fills the roundabout.
I'm a lady like you are Gabriel Buenguerro. Only in dreams.
Então você não é a motorista da qual todos têm medo?
I'm only terrifying to small children. And to those who used to know me.
Você é assustador para as pessoas que costumavam te conhecer?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Nossa. Então quem é a motorista da qual me falaram?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around? Oh, Sim.
Me mostra só os seus
Now
botos.
what do you want with an old woman's boots?
É para assuntos importantes, senhora.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy workers' boots made of black leather.
Garoto, por
Just
favor.
before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
Moreover, the boots were size 37, tiny. There are too many discrepancies in another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
Espere, por ser coroação ficou negro, você quer dizer
Pale damage.
pelo
I was
damage.
just holding my father's hand. He wasn't sending the stars in
Doideira, né? A
The crowd had
dano do
gone
pálido.
silent. There was dust in the air. Perhaps
É
it was
bem Twin
another
Peaks das
Herife who
ideias.
came and wake me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
Essas não são as
The
botas que
feet
estão
of a little
procurando.
girl, they fit well on the pedals.
Tá bom, não tem nada que a gente possa fazer com ela aqui
Yes,
agora, não.
go.
Tem que ser com o Tommy, infelizmente. Não queria Cara, a gente era amigo do cara, o cara é um poeta. Mas poeta, você sabe, né? Coitado, ele é só uma alma.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Vamos tentar essa teste.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Man, nothing's troubling me. Just the usual Lorman tropes and hopes. The road and the rhymes. This jam.
The road and the rhymes.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn. It really is hard to talk. Man to man.
Mudei de ideia sobre sua amiga da motorista.
But I told you she's my friend. Please don't make me give her up, detective.
Não, então, você não se importa com as outras pessoas denunciarem, você não quer as suas... se coloca no meu lugar, eu preciso disso pra outra investigação também. É importante, eu não posso falhar com isso.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
Imagine it. An explosion of stars. Goodbye, world of men.
Então você não se importa se as outras pessoas denunciarem, você não quer as suas mãos sujas?
I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep.
Eu preciso.
A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
Não, mas calma. Você quer ser famoso, Tommy? Puta que pariu, eu tô tentando te defender, Tommy.
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
Desculpa.
The realization that you've used his friendliness and goodwill for your own ends. Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is important.
Sim.
Relax. Ask.
Onde está a motorista?
The keys to a motor lorry. Pretty complex. Looks like a chain lock.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these.
Quando ela partiu?
Last Friday.
Alguma outra coisa, como onde ela está agora?
No. I don't know.
Por que está com as chaves?
She left them to me. Because she trusted me. So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose. Otherwise...
Sinto muito por ter precisado fazer isso.
I bet you are.
And he's sorry he couldn't be what he wants to be. A good person.
Triste, véi.
His last line. His revenge on the world.
Mais uma coisa sobre outro assunto.
I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray forgiveness for my sins. Go check your cabin. I hope it gets you something. Help someone.
Eita, caralho. Então, acho que onde que é o... Ficando tarde. A pessoa tá ficando desesperada. Peço perdão. Machuquei o Tom Leome. O que eu posso fazer? Eu tenho um crime, né, pra... Isso, é esse aqui, né?
This screen found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days. This is the one the man pointed to. His friend's lorry.
Tranca a porta com a chave que o Tom lhe deu.
Push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters.
O que não está aqui é curioso, né?
Just the smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Arranca a capa do banco para
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Abra o mapa superior.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the massive brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Para onde está o leva?
To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Abre o segundo mapa.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol. The great solution to the riddle of history.
The riddle of history. Olha para o terceiro
The
mapa.
final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. The cluttered cabin of the abandoned lorry offers no reply.
Que tudo isso significa?
If only Lieutenant Kitsuragi were here to help you piece together the evidence.
Juntar a pilha de papéis
You
bastante.
stuffed the maps back under the seat cover. Better not to leave traces of you being here yet. The movie stars look silently by.
Tá bom. Admiro os posters.
These are movie posters featuring
Vou ter que voltar aqui com o Kim, né? Se tiver como.
films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Parece pergunta, que cheiro é esse?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably granate number 5.
Granate number 5. Estude a página central.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
O que aconteceu com ela?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street. A mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid.
Peraí, os gatos estão miando, gente.
And the camera.
O que será que eles querem? Gatos. Bora. Chega de posters.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Examine o rádio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver. The peculiar frequency tableau indicates that at least 128 stations have been saved on this radio. It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
Que alguém precisaria de tantas estações de rádio? Algo que eu posso fazer com o rádio?
Without the dial key, no.
Olha em volta da
The
cabine.
smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old.
Verifica os
You
pedais.
wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Ai.
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
A lixa também deveria remover o padrão da sola do lado direito do motorista.
Matching one of the footprints found from the crime scene, which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Espera, o oitavo rádio
Looks
desaparecido?
like it, yes.
E é ela também que comanda o tráfico de drogas?
You've identified the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys had anything to do with the drug trade?
Eu acho que o sindicato esteiro está envolvido, talvez até todo o Martinez. Olha o redor com desconfiança.
You should talk to them, see what they've got to say for themselves. The movie stars are still smiling from the walls.
Tira a caixa de ferramentas
A
móvel.
metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Desdobre o
It's
jornal.
an issue of Periferik from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pega o
It
bilhete.
looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the ULAN frequency system.
Beleza. Por...
Pull out toolbox slice back and close the rusty old.
Beleza. Vou conversar com a senhora aqui de novo. Não sei se ela vai estar aqui amanhã.
The woman is still.
Huh? What is it?
Eu,
What
ain-
do you
eu
want?
ainda não entendo toda essa coisa de Gabriel boi guerreiro, boiadeiro.
Of course not. To truly understand the boiadeiro, you need to listen to on the Western Plain.
A boyadero, boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern.
É cowboy, né?
People like Manana at the gates have turned it into an ideology of sorts.
Certo, o que é?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boiadeiro. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
Eu chutaria que isso não acontece.
Of course not. The boiadeiro returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Magritte, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
Acho que vejo pra onde isso tá indo.
So the boiadeiro strangles his beloved and throws her
Caralho!
body in Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
A cita solenemente uma bela canção.
The most beautiful. A true
Que
boiadeiro
doideira,
has a
velho.
whole horizon to himself. He can be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boiadeiro.
What if
Será que eu
truly
sou
love a
boiadeiro?
boiadeiro is to float lifeless downstream?
Antes de eu vir, você parecia
What do you
longe.
mean?
Você estava em um sonho, inativa, dessintonizada.
Yes? What about it?
Você deveria dirigir um caminhão se você fica desse jeito?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
Que rotas?
Lomonosov's Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain, the Transcatalia Magistral, U418, as Estradas do Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly.
Eu também sou meio que um especialista em desmaiar, você deveria se cuidar
You're
melhor.
right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my health seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
Boa resposta.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
Eu acho que eu sei o que está acontecendo com você.
And what is that?
Você é a condutora do pálido, você transporta mercadorias através do
Oh, meu
pálido.
Deus.
Oh, meu Deus.
Loman solved the case. And here I was, thinking you were an idiot.
Vocês ouviram isso? Um cara gritando na rua ali?
An idiot, I mean.
Republica, a filterless cigarette from Minsk.
República, isso não é muito saudável.
Neither is spelled transportation. Life is transitory.
Life is transitory, de fato. Eu apaguei depois de uma noite de bebedeira pesada e perdi toda a memória do mundo.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte Apoia.
Pergunte a poeira.
You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything. Even things I never knew.
Coisa que você nunca soube?
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the fowling piece when Dolores Day was shot. The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocent Dolores Day.
Radiação excessiva?
Heroic doses, Herifia. Heroic.
Isso não é perigoso?
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea,
and then come back to this?
É doideiro, né?
What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
Como ele se parece o pálido?
Like looking into the ocean at night.
Ah, é escuro?
In the dark. You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger
Por
than
que é chamado
anything.
pálido, então, né?
Bigger than all the other things combined.
Qual é a sensação dele?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of a street.
Esse negócio do pálido é foda, né?
It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
Véi, que loucura. Como você o atravessa?
In the belly of an airship, behind the steel windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
Não é nesse caminhão, então?
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
The wheels all small and round. Multi-axle trailers.
Uma última coisa, você disse que nós podemos simplesmente nos transformar em vapor?
Yes.
No elaboration.
Eu preferia ter o que tenho do que você tem. Eu preferia ter o que você tem do que eu tenho.
They say there is a point. One that I have not crossed. In the Pell, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A. Or in Lomonosov's land. Where every step you take is one step further from home. No matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south.
Ela olha pro cigarro quase acabando. Ela devorou faminamente. Então pra você.
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Jerife, not Pell drivers. Way beyond the established Pell that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
O que tem no fim da Austrália do Sul?
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child growing on the leg.
A gente tem que esquecer alguma coisa pra colocar esse, né? Qualquer coisa que tire alguma coisa. É, não, esse aqui dá XP. Tiro do Apocalipse, talvez, né? É, a gente não vai upar Império Interior nem Calafrios pra 6, então bora, esquece. E vamos internalizar. Autoestrada. Senhora?
Josiane.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending.
Foda. Ó, tem umas moedas aqui, ó. Vender as garrafas do dia. Então, acho que agora é hora de a gente ir entregar o trem pro Kuno, né? Entregar as drogas pro Kuno é foda, né? Mas a gente precisa de experiência, então vamos ver. Entregando droga pra criança, isso mesmo.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Ele deu um jeito na situação das drogas.
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way. Street way.
Não vai me perguntar como passei pelo seu pai?
Word on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distracted him. That's some sick shit. Tell your little slanty-eyed friend, respect from the Kuno. Kuno wants to hear all about it, but first we split the kilo, then we shoot the shit.
Por quilo você quer dizer grama,
Kuno
certo?
knows what Kuno means.
Kuno means gram.
Eu não sei o que acontece se você dá pra ele. O frasco, se tem alguma coisa que acontece depois. Dar droga pra criança nunca é bom, né? Mas a gente nunca fez, então vamos fazer.
Wow, that's heavy. There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honorable like that. Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig?
Ai. Eu dei uma olhada por lá, não é uma vida fácil assim naquele
The
apartamento.
fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we got plans.
Kuno, encontrei seu pai.
Yeah, you do some sambo shit, sneak in. Was the Beano-clad hooker thing real?
Foi como você disse que vestiu pra você. Quando seu pai é um alcoólatra quase morto, ele estava debaixo de umas roupas.
What? Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad.
Hey.
You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window.
Qualquer que fosse coisa assustadora que ele tenha sido, agora ele não é nada.
Yeah, Kuno's dad is fucking nothing. Fucking coma shit, stroke shit. Kuno's
tem
dad is so fucking violent. He's had a stroke many times. Shit. Kuno's gonna have one too. Gonna be just like Kuno's dad.
Véi,
Speed
que
shit,
isso,
crime
bicho.
shit, fucking on the bed. Kuno's gonna go out like Kuno's dad. Revachol West style.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
There's a touch of grief in
Fuck are you talking, sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit.
Você não tem que se tornar aquilo.
Get your fucking nun ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think since you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed, you're friends now? Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
He did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
Havia livro texto com seu nome no apartamento.
Yeah, so fucking what?
Ele dizia Kuno e não Kuno.
Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
Esse é um nome ridículo, Kuno. Eu gosto. Kuno de Witte.
He's trying to fuck you again.
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna change my name into
Nossa.
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
A eventualidade de contas de utilidades não pagas lá.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit.
Aqui não é lugar pra você viver. Encontre um trabalho, pague você mesmo. Seu pai não pode lidar com mais nada. Aqui não é lugar pra você viver. Você precisa encontrar outro lugar.
That's right. It's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground. Leroy shit. Ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
Será que tem como fazer alguma coisa? Acho que não, né?
Pig. This shit is done. The fuck do you want with good call, Pigmeister? Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. The fuck about it? Your test.
Get lost.
The fuck do you good call, Pigmeister? Kuno doesn't fuck.
Acabou o rolê do Kuno, então? Isso aqui, o que que é isso, hein? Por que tem coisa aqui ainda? Tá bom. Acho que é isso, vamos ler os livros. Que é tudo melhor com o Quem junto agora, né? Só uma coisa. Se eu desligar os dois.
Two cables up something close to you. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quiet. The bear's eyes are dead. A friendly cut. The paper still.
Eu lembro que tinha um negócio que eu podia abrir aqui.
Both cables are somewhere. A machine.
Não, né? Talvez eu precise de ter alguma coisa upada, né, pra ver. Que é muito legal que tem isso no jogo também.
Only the black cable is plugged. Something close to you dies with a soft.
Acho que tipo isso aqui, ó. Enfim, não vou fazer nada agora, não. Esperar o Kim. Acho melhor, inclusive, a pessoa dormir, velho. Caralho, tá cheio hoje aqui, hein?
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes?
Vamos ver. Ah, olha. Lavar, né? O cheiro de morte que tá com a gente.
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world. Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life. At least compared to you.
Tome um banho.
The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
Diz pra se fecha os olhos e
The
submerge.
water is only lukewarm, but still comforting. Like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks. Like sad duckies. You feel nice and lonely. And so tired.
Tire as latas de cerveja.
Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub.
Demoraram pouco na banheira.
Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools.
Imagine alguma
You
coisa.
see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature. You see the corpse. Then, the waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Queria muito consertar a torneira. Pra consertar a torneira, a gente precisa de mais um de interação. Eu acho que talvez valha a pena, né? Tá segurando o alicate, sim. Bom.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned.
Usa o alicate pra consertar a torneira. A gente tem interação? Tem alguma coisa que ajuda? Isso aqui. Só, né? Só apenas.
A mirror hangs
Boa noite, sanduíche. Boa noite.
In it, your face.
50-50. Vamos lá.
With the expression. The
Passamos.
quite terribly mad.
Graças a Deus.
But you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops.
Ah, inclusive eu tenho que parar a água ali que o gato tá bebendo. Voltei.
Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose.
Sim, sim.
The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Eletroquímica. Então a gente tem muita eletroquímica, né? Muita roupa que dá eletroquímica, se eu não me engano. Tá bom, depois a gente tem que colocar tudo de volta. Estamos com mais 3 de eletroquímica.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Ainda é impossível.
It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the express.
Mais um de enciclopédia, será que tem? Possibilidade? Deixa eu voltar minha roupa. Pera aí. Rosa, rosa. Rosa, rosa. Uhum. Tem alguma coisa que dá enciclopédia, galera? Não. Não. Já tá com um, né? Chapéu do Dick Mullen.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm.
Tem um item no bolso.
As your hand enters the pocket. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time.
Uhum.
Something about the wrapper's
E coisa.
By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in Sur Clay into the apricot-flavored chewing gum, loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar, and not only to your fingers. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore.
28%.
It's your face in the mirror. But don't like the rest of you. It comes from a bad place, somewhere.
3%, bora. Não.
Still not happening.
Tomar no cu, hein? Que seja difícil pra caralho, bicho. Tá bom, vamos analisar aqui o que a gente tem aqui no... Muitas missões, né? Todas as peças de armadura, 2 assinaturas, continuar no karaokê, explorar os processos secretos, quem fez ligação denunciando o crime, tatuagem da vítima, informações de Joyce sobre lixamento. Ah, a gente pode ir na Joyce agora, é verdade. Não, a gente pode ir amanhã. Mas o quê? Lista fechada deu nome para o caso. Quem colocou as roupas no lixo? Reporte a perda do distintivo. Não vou fazer isso. Aconteceu passo heráldico. Lista sobre cacautus. Beleza, isso aqui a gente pode fazer. Contra Morel, professor autoridade. Beleza. Então a gente tem que dar um nome pro caso. Muita coisa pra interagir, né? Vamos lá. Fechado unificado.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board.
Tem que fazer o trabalho.
Held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Mais alguma coisa?
There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper. Desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Então, É muito doideira. Só de você olhar o fichário, a quantidade de informação que tem no seu fichário, velho. Especialmente no papel higiênico.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Retire.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila. The ledger now looks marginally better.
Especially no clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Corra os dedos pelo
The
lamínio.
surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Que é isso?
To be honest, you have little to no idea. You're dumb and alone. Somewhere, not here, the helpful Lieutenant Kitsuragi is making notes in his blue notebook.
Não tem nada
Tilts it ever so slightly. A glowing rectangle catches the light. He could advise you with this. The next moment, a bunch of sodden papers sag
Tá bom.
from the clipboard in
Então
your
tem
hand.
várias coisas aqui que é com
It's a sorry
quem que a
sight.
gente tem que fazer, né? Tá bom, então vamos largar o fichário.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Na verdade, é que há muito que ler aqui. Olha todo o
Oh
conteúdo.
boy, here we go.
Nossa.
What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Vou enfiar isso na cara de cada comerciante que encontrar e dizer: exerce sua ideologia fútil. Essa caneca será útil. Ao denunciá-lo, posso ganhar capital político para mascarar minha trabicagem. Não. Essa caneca é um exemplo de preconceito. Vou usá-la como um exemplo do que não fazer.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it?
Véi.
Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Beleza. Fotos da tatuagem.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right.
Quem é você?
Gone.
Qual o significado dessa
For
tatuagem?
you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Livro lá, fumê. Não, a gente tinha que ler o do Kaká. Acho que é melhor a gente dormir depois de fazer isso mesmo, velho. Porque muita coisa com o Kim vai ser melhor. Várias coisas que sem ele aqui. Tá falando, você devia ter o Kim aqui. Então vamos só dormir. Dormir mais cedo
The bed is
hoje.
still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it. The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my
Nossa,
broken
lá vem.
bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Por quê?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
É tudo culpa do sistema. O sistema falhou comigo. Esse corpo é inútil de qualquer maneira. Ninguém faz nada de bom pra ele.
Yes, your body is a system. and it's failing you because you're failing it.
Ai. Eu sou um artista e dando no fígado é minha arte.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Frame your suffering as a masterpiece. Only one
No one is
problem.
watching.
No one's watching. It's boring, buddy. Boring as death. You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Eu estou olhando as pessoas o tempo todo, eu gosto delas.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
Some of them are. Some of them are nice. Others are scared. At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets. People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
Véi, bonito demais tudo, né? As pessoas estão realmente assustadas.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Mais uma noite mal dormida, né, bicho? Bora. Tem como eu pegar essa garrafa, não? Então, Kim. Fiz algumas coisas enquanto você tinha ido na cidade. Que isso? Que galera é essa aqui? Bom dia.
Yes?
Lógico, Quem são as pessoas aqui?
You look like shit. And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
Os últimos dias foram duros.
Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What do you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue, an angry statue, and he does not like you.
Watch out for yourself.
Espírito do Corpus, né? Espírito do Corpus, vamos lá. Roupas. A gente tem aqui uma aqui que dá 2 Espírito do Corpus, não é? Não. Só isso. Que roupa.
Again? I can't.
Não, pera aí. Ah, é, hoje é o terceiro dia. Tem uma coisa muito importante fazer o terceiro dia, igual que eu lembrei. Pode não parecer importante agora, mas é muito importante. É esse, né? Quarta, dia 3, vai abrir. Isso. Puxa a alavanca pra cima. Isso. A gente pode atravessar o rio. Então, muito... parece uma coisa besta, mas a gente tem que fazer isso. Igual que eu lembrei, não. Ih, mas a gente precisa de um ponto, não era?
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
Focus on one thing. Achieve it, then the next. He thinks.
Tá bom. A gente tem um ponto? Não, né? A gente precisa de um ponto. É só clicar em botão verde que a gente vai conseguir. Transmissor de rádio, zoom com eletricidade. Não vou clicar em nada ainda. Placa diz na entrada, alguém riscou ser invertido nele. Caixa de torre de rádio acima de você, talvez ela jogue dentro. Calma aí. Então a gente tá com quanto de XP? Tá faltando 40, né? Quem quebrou a C aqui, o arame farpado? Acho que a gente vai conseguir. Balanço tá faltando, ninguém vê aqui muito tempo. Glória diz grafite para os nossos espíritos. Não. Na volta a gente faz. Eu acho que você não perde essas coisas, não. Não. Bom, meu filho, eu preciso ganhar esse XP. Cortinas brancas. Viagem rápida desbloqueada. Quanto que a gente ganha pra cada orbe? E eu acho que é 1, né? Placa de estar elegível, baixo grafite. Difícil ver os detalhes, mas as cores, todos quentes e acolhedores são aconchegantes. Tá muita coisa aqui. A gente tá basicamente dando um rolê nessa vila, né? As corridas mostram Mazute. Pneu traseiro de veículo. Então o que a gente tem que fazer é o seguinte. Igual que eu lembrei. E a viagem rápida é ótimo também, né? Telefone estragado, um receptor amassado, alguém desligou com força. Muita coisa aqui. Calma, nós vamos voltar aqui. Uma máquina de pesagem operada por moedas, não é usada há décadas. Só acabou de espetar recentemente a lona de vermelho, a água pinga dela. Linda a música. Tem a escada ali. Grades cobrem essas longas, empoeiradas, poeirentas janelas. 84, eu acho que a gente tem que conversar com essas pessoas aqui.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Um homem loiro está ao lado de seu filho, apontando para as ruínas desgastadas pelo tempo. Ele o vê se aproximar e sorri.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Khan Hailostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right?
Oh.
I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Espera um pouco. Hipertexto?
Yes, hypertext. Young carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Espera, o que você falou sobre as janelas?
Oh yes. So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then.
Feld elétrico.
That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Você e Kim se conhecem?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course.
Quem é esse cara, né? Tipo assim.
Say hi to the officers.
Ele pousa a mão sobre o ombro do garoto, a criança permanece escondida atrás da lapela do casaco do pai, agarrado ao seu livro de colorir com temática Worm.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately. But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Aqui.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it.
He's got.
But why? Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
Você parece alguém que tem dinheiro. O que é tão fascinante a respeito de um edifício antigo abandonado?
But it's not just any empty old building.
Ele levanta a mão até os olhos com o sol da primavera aquecendo seu rosto. Vocês quatro se voltam para admirar o mural localizado logo atrás.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Espera, o que é um departamento de RD?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. You're probably more familiar with RTD, research and technological development.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
Olhe para o edifício elevando-se sobre você.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Eu acho que nunca ouvi falar dessa Feld
That's
Electrical.
not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
Qual era esse as?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Tape computer.
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
O que aconteceu?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
Você está dizendo que a Feld Electrical construiu esse calçadão?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center
É muito
for
doido esse
innovation in
personagem aqui.
cybernetics. But history had other plans.
O que aconteceu com os engenheiros, o pessoal da companhia?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Ele quer dizer que todos foram baleados na cabeça porque eles eram burgueses. Agora você sabe o que é a burguesia. Não vou falar isso não. Computadores cassete, claro.
Tape computers.
O que os revolucionários fizeram com aqueles computadores cassete avançados?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
O que foi isso?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombecer d'Insolente. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
Foda.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Como esses computadores cassete funcionavam?
Actually, no one knows. No one even
Que?
knows what a computer made
Que
entirely of
doideira,
things would
véi.
look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a
Ah,
little
eu sempre rio com essa porra, velho.
freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje.
Wompty
We
Dumpty
raised the
Dum
same
Center.
questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team.
Tipo, o cara obviamente é uma enciclopédia aberta, né? Aí o seu lado da enciclopédia do cérebro ele começa a falar, aí ele fala, buckle up, aperte os cintos, que lá vem a exposição.
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juice?
Tudo bem, o Wompty Dumpty Dum Center, Paul Ockerman, Keith and Guy Juice, do que é que você está
The
falando?
Humpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Você tá inventando isso? Volte para o tênis. Que ele tá inventando isso?
In fact, I'm not. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
Então, a gente precisa de... Ai, Jesus. A gente precisa de um espaço. A gente precisa de um par para pegar esse centro do Wompty Dumpty Dum. É um negócio incrível, vocês vão ver.
Perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special
Não, isso é louco. Um computador de fita é coisa de louco. Talvez é baseado em alguma coisa que podia ter sido real, né? Mas eu não sei.
Output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Já vi coisas mais legais. Legal.
Very, very cool. Though
Very,
I
very
understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
Espera, especialmente de produção Feld?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Felt Playback Experience, but those are incorrect.
Por que os revolucionários destruíram ele?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype.
Ok, gatinho.
Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that
comida ainda.
building.
Beleza, eu queria
But of
perguntar outra
course,
coisa.
what else?
Se parece alguém que tem dinheiro. Você tem algum
I
dinheiro?
do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling.
Oi, gatinho.
No.
Pulando no meu colo igual a Naná.
Come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Eu poderia ficar com um pouco desse dinheiro desimportante, então?
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms.
Ele parece que eu vou estar com a mão esquerda apertando o
I'm
ombro do
just
filho.
spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
Será que ele malha? Falando nisso, você malha?
Some Lomantang stick fighting now and
Você tá
then.
com raiva, gato? Eu não sei o que é que você quer.
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the island of Lo Mantang.
Uma forma de artes marciais da ilha Lomantang.
For confronting the opponent.
Actually, a great many cultures have their own version of stick fighting, such as the sacred
O cara é uma
tradition
enciclopédia
of the
viva,
hardy,
velho.
a name deriving from the butterfruit tree traditionally used for crafting the long, slender sticks, whereas the sticks used in other cultures.
You doze off as he paints you
Nossa, nem tem, né? Você nem tá prestando atenção.
of stick fighting
O
among
que,
mankind,
gatinho?
seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references. Man, he's good at speaking. People must love him.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying?
Na verdade, eu não lembro o que você estava
Then
dizendo.
I guess everything got said, right? No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Trent Hiddleston.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Whatever.
Fairweather T500.
Qual que é essa reflexão?
Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite.
Personal favorite.
Frequency something something radio weapon.
Frequency something radio weapon.
Work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
Mais 2 de coordenação motora contra inimigos sem armadura FT 500. Isso vai ser importante no futuro, né? A gente precisa de mais algum pouquinho de XP. Pra pegar esse pensamento que é, assim, crucial, galera. Crucial. Não. Vamos clicar em nada ainda. Só nos pontinhos verdes pra gente ganhar XP, se a gente conseguir. Que a gente vai passar aqui... É meio que um min-maxing básico que nós estamos fazendo aqui, só pra gente conseguir o máximo de conteúdo, né? Num vídeo só. Então eu vou catar os pontinhos verdes, que a gente ganha 1 de XP pra cada um. Se granate ferrosário começava a morrer todo o maquinário. O cara já tem as manhas dos youtubers. Não, eu lembro que eu descobri da segunda vez que a gente jogou. Eu descobri no final do jogo, né? Foda. Isso é conhecido, deve ser conhecido, né? Pra caralho esse trem. Talvez uma fogueira aqui há muito tempo. Caixa de editores quebrada, enferrujada. Parte de transmissão de rádio. Muito enferrujado para escalar. Minúsculas entradas lá ao longe, onde os postes seguem em direção a... É só orbe verde, né? Deixa eu só conferir isso. Qual que é? Cada orbe clicado, porra. Isso. Investigar jogado para baixo de uma pedra. Marca Tiomotiri. Você tem uma... Toma uma nota mental. Tiomotiri. Parece importante de algum modo. Tiomotiri. E a gente pode ter um ponto de habilidade e vai tirar alguma coisa, né? Cálculo visual mais 6. Menos 1 de lógica. É foda. Mais um conceitualização. XP sempre importante. 10 centavos é importante também. Batida de Jamrock é importante. Cara, só tem coisa importante agora, velho. Talvez esse mais um de conceitualização. Vamos esquecer ele. Teoria avançada da raça. Sim. Dom Center. 42 minutos. Graças a Deus. É quarta-feira e algo terrivelmente excitante está acontecendo. Pessoas se reuniram abaixo do telhado ondulado de um edifício de edificação monumental, bebendo vinho e trocando opiniões. Guy, Keith, Just, gêmeos prodígios de 29 anos, são as estrelas do show, com suas jaquetas de aviador e tênis brancos. Curadores dessa exibição de arte. É o evento mais Wompty-Dumpty-Doo do ano. E todas as crianças legais já confirmaram a presença. Onde você está, se não lá? Bora. Então a gente perde menos um de sugestão. Forasteiro, sim. Agora a gente pode viajar, não é? Como é que a gente viaja? Mapa. Isso. Tem que ir lá pra... Como é que faço eu viajar mesmo? Ai. Eu, hein? Vamos andando então, né? Agora a gente pode ir 42 minutos pra... Mapa foda, né? Foda. Peguei esse dinheirinho. Por esse lado aqui a gente pode meio que pegar as coisas. Uma blusa. Mais um de retórica. Dá uma olhada nessa porta, então. O prédio diante de você abrigava o motor. Devia ser dos grandes.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while.
Eu nunca abri essa porta.
You see a handle.
Que é essa coisa final?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Usado para servir o quê?
Probably something that is no longer there.
Ela é vermelha, né? É complicado. Interação. Só tem isso aqui que melhora a interação, né? Ainda é 300. E a gente tem 6 de interação, velho. É impossível, assim. Talvez tenha uma maneira de usar, tipo assim, isso aqui. Vou usar uma droga pra aumentar, né? A possibilidade. Tipo isso aqui, né? Que isso? Travou o jogo? Vai. Deixa eu salvar e voltar. Que isso? Já salvei o jogo, né? Hoje é que dia? Uai. Porra, que isso? Primeira vez que deu um bug. Caralho, que doideira. Eu nem consegui salvar, né? A última vez que eu salvei foi esse aqui. Não, talvez só não dá pra carregar. Eu cheguei a salvar o jogo, não cheguei? Não. Eu não consigo andar, não? Não consigo andar. Era pra ter alguma coisa aqui, tá ligado? Travou, velho. Ai, meu Deus. Tá bom, o que nós vamos fazer? Travou aqui, ó. Ficou travado aqui o canto. Vamos abrir de novo, né? Vamos ver se deu certo. Que loucura. Nunca deu esse travamento. O jogo não aceitou, né? Que a gente tivesse passado. Será que a gente passou no teste? Foi isso? Qualquer coisa eu paro de gravar aqui e a gente volta depois, né? Não, na real a gente pode simplesmente ir lá e fazer isso, né? Ai, doloroso isso aqui, hein? Doloroso. Meia hora atrás, meia hora de jogo que a gente perdeu. Isso mesmo. Ai, ai. Então vamos fazer o seguinte, vamos acabar essa gravação aqui pro YouTube. Eu vou fazer isso tudo e aí vai dar essas meia hora mais ou menos, né? É isso, abraço YouTube e vocês vão continuar no mesmo lugar que a gente parou. E vocês desse aqui vão continuar comigo nessa luta.